The importance of the graphic animation. So, have you ever imagined how the graphic animation matter nowadays? First, let me explain what animation is. Animation is the process of designing, making layers, and preparation of photographic sequences, which are integrated in multimedia and gaming products. Are you confused? Summing up, animation is a lot of images passing really fast in front of your eyes. Well, I have played a lot of games in my life. Some of them were old, some are new, and the thing that most attracts me is the evolution of the graphics in the games. Well, let's compare some of them. How about Doom, the first game and its remake? In old time, we would say that Doom has the best graphics we ever saw, but nowadays graphics changed a lot. But to explain the history of graphic animation, let's go back to the past, about 40,000 years ago. Well, the human race was already drawing animals and hunting with a motion impression, all that with primitive art instruments. Well, now let's go to 98, the first cartoon ever made. Its name was Phantasmagoria. Pretty simple, but really impressive for that age. And going straight ahead, we will find some other animations that in themselves colors, sounds, and other things. But what we're really looking for is in 1961, the first electronic game ever made. Space War. It was an offline shooting game. In the game, there were two spaceships. The objective is to destroy the other spaceship. It reminds a little of a DIPO. Well, it's like Monkio and other games you can find in Google. The creator of the game was Steve Russell, a computer scientist. There were some other games made before, but this one was the first economically distributed game. Now I want to quote some of the most important games and talk a little about them. First, Pong. Yeah, Pong. This game was invented in 1975, although a lot of people play this game on their phone nowadays. Well, the most popular version was made by Alan Alper. The game is really famous, and if it wasn't for Pong, we wouldn't play a lot of other games. The game was originally for Atari, but there were some other versions. Space Invaders. This game was animated in 1978. It was an arcade one. It was extremely famous and important to create a lot of other games, like Asteroids. Pac-Man, a Nintendo game which became the fever of the arcades. It became really popular and profited a lot. It was invented in 1980 by Tori Watani. Legends say that the main character was inspired in a cup pizza. The game was a cultural phenomenon to the video games. Donkey Kong, another Nintendo game. It was invented in 1981 by Shigeru Miyamoto. It was the first game with the gender platform. A platform game is basically a game where you run and jump, which became really popular. Mario. Here we are, finally, in the greatest and most popular game of Nintendo. It was invented in 1985 by Miyamoto, the same that invented Donkey Kong. This game revolutionized the genre platform. We'll think that a bomber that jumps and defeats a dragon tornado will become so popular. Now, let's go to the point. Have you ever played an emotional game or a heavy one? I will take Call of Duty World War II as an example. It's a game that tells the story of Daniels, a soldier in the World War II. If you haven't played this game yet, you'll think that it's a simple and normal game. But if you have, you remember the emotional parts of the game. For example, in the D-Day, or in the concentration camps, or even the part where the protagonist couldn't save his brother. In all these parts, you feel the emotions and well-made graphics of the game, creating a big sense of empathy with the character and the story. So yeah, if we didn't have this good graphic animation, we will not feel the emotions in these parts as much as we did. One more important thing about graphic animation is the evolution in the technology of itself. Graphic animation is actually so important that it's used in medicines, in the training of 3D simulations or in radiographies, and even in other jobs like civil engineering. Graphic animation helps a lot too. Okay, so let's remember what we talked about until here. Graphic animation has a long story. It started in the cave age and became more popular in the 20th century. Through time, it was introduced in games, evolved, and revealed to cause an emotional impact in games, TV shows, cartoons, and movies. Well, and now, students and professionals can use the graphic animation. It helps them in constructions, projects, and in representation of radiography and MRI, or even a detailed 3D project of doctors and engineers. Now, can you see the importance of graphic animation? It helps people and entertains a lot of kids, teenagers, and adults. So yeah, I conclude that graphic animation helps a lot. Thank you for watching. This was my TED Ed.